Hello and welcome to another video for Crypto Day today, which is April the 5th, 2018. My name is Derek. Like always, everything within your own risk, own reward. First chart on the screen. Blue dots and red dots. And this is basically the Bitcoin price. And blue represents the price point in which I quote unquote shorted Bitcoin, or rather bought that of TUSD. And the red colored dots represent when I would quote unquote cover the short or sell such. There has been 29 trades that I have done. And I started this when Bitcoin prices were a little under 10,000. I thought a few times, do I get into it? I did. I got some more and I got some more. Price fell down below 8,500, so I sold some of the TUSD, and Bitcoin prices rallied a little bit higher. So I decided again, do I want to get a larger position? Do I think Bitcoin might go down? And I thought there's an okay chance it would. So I did add to it, and then the price falls down to a little bit above 7,500 where I purchased back. And then as it's doing this again, do I add more to it? I'm thinking yes. In this final one, I was looking at the short-term analysis thinking, man, this thing's going to break down. I was right. And then we have a whole bunch of different closer proximity trades from each price. And I was thinking, let's just add more volume or more action, if you will. And just every time there's a decent price differential in price, make a trade. And there was a situation with 6 consecutive times in a row where I ended up selling the TUSD and then bought a little bit back, but it went down again. And there's 4 buy orders of the code, but selling that of Bitcoin. And then you can see buy low, sell high kind of strategy. And a simple example of such is, let's just assume that you have, and you can use this to however denomination you want to play with, and whichever code you want to as well. But let's just assume that you have 0.1 Bitcoin that you buy worth of it. So therefore, if you see that the price moves, and it's going to move based on its volatility, if assuming this goes up to, say, 0.108, well, now you can sell it. It would be 8% increase or a change in price, and then you can sell however many you need to sell to bring the price down to 0.1. And if it goes up really big, your code, say it goes to 1.205, we'll say. Now I would sell 0.0205 worth and bring it back down to 1. And soon that happens, and then the thing just goes back down. So you made a good sale. Then you'd see that this thing is worth, say, 0.089. And you buy it back up, the 1 number, so that it would be at 0.1. So that's a simple way of making wager sizes. Of course, you want to be careful, because if you keep buying something that keeps going down, that can cost a lot. So that is the biggest risk within this strategy. And now let's bring up the chart in against Bitcoin, and we'll use the 3 hour. This is all the data that I have. So let's work with what it is. Again, an inverted chart to that of Bitcoin. So therefore, again, I was buying on this dip down in here after selling all the way up, and I'll just keep buying and selling this way. Now, I'm thinking as far as mathematics is concerned, because of Bitcoin, if Bitcoin prices get down to 3,000, I think that would be a tremendous time to be a big time buyer. So I'm considering just selling all of my TUSD at that price point. And if you take the price of 3,000 and basically take the root of it, you would get basically 0.33, bunch of 0.3s. So what I do is in my trading is I'll play the short-term game, and since, okay, maybe I'll put a sell order in say somewhere around 1555-ish area. And then I'll sell again at that 6,000 point, which is, if you 1x that, it would be about 16,600 area. So I put a sell order in for there, and then I'll put a sell order for everything that I have around 33,300. That's how I place my orders amongst the TUSD. But at the same point, when I look at Bitcoin prices, and I'm going to bring the Bitcoin chart up now because that'll make it a little bit easier. And let me just remove the drawings on here and move this to a daily time frame. That I should get a pretty clear picture to when I think that this thing is ready to get going. As it stands right now, my average entry price is in at about 10,000, which is really, really good considering I started at that price point as it was, and I added more shorts down in this area here at the end of March. But if I get a good indication to such, then I might be like, I'm not going to keep on buying this over and over and over again when I know Bitcoin prices are probably going to do well. But if it's in a bear market like this for now, I'm just going to keep trading it back and forth like such. The TUSD is also available on the Ethereum exchange, and it only has been for a few days, looking at this on a daily time frame. If I revert it to an hour, let's even go 3 hour. This is basically all that there is. So we know just by looking at this that on March the 24th, Ethereum against the dollar broke down and has just been basically going sideways. So you can look at this as a bull flag. And on the opposite, Ethereum right now would be placing a bear flag. Of course, technically speaking, this is giving a nice bullish pattern as it's playing out, stating that Ethereum is probably going to drop in its price against, of course, the fiat currency. And yeah, so that is it. But there are 3 different exchanges available. I wish there was a Litecoin one on Bittrex, but there's 3 base markets. The Bitcoin and Ethereum base ones on Bittrex, but there's also a Tether one, and sure enough, this one is traded against Tether. Basically, it's competition in crypto space. And this is what its 3 hour time frame looks like. So it's TUSD crossed with USDT. So we have TUSD, which is the true USD, and the USDT, United States dollar tether. So both of them are basically pretending to be US dollar, quote unquote. And I've always looked at the US dollar trying, well, not always, but since I've been educating myself, the US dollar, the cotton rectangles, the digital numbers in accounts to attempt to be money, thus being gold. Of course, it's a debt-based system. So you have something in this crypto space pretending to be such, but however, within this here, the price of both the Tether and the true US dollar has stayed this whole time for the most part at $1 up here on resistance and support at 9999 basically. So there's a 1% difference within this multiple day range. Early on, but not recently, there have been hits where it has managed to go up to 1016, and even in here once or twice even a 102 or 2% higher. Whether you want to put your buy orders in at around this low end here and sell orders up here, it's almost impossible with a rake to even accomplish much more than microscopic gains at best for doing such an activity. It's also a good reference point in case one of these 2 codes, something goes bad with them. How is this chart going to resemble itself? But this is actually traded more than the Ethereum market. Let's take a look at this on Coin Market Cap. And what we can see in here within this this page, first we got the chart. Log scale looks a little bit different, but as far as where it's traded on, it's traded on Bittrex, Upbit, and Upbit is a Asian exchange, and Kuna, which is an Eastern Europe exchange, Bittrex North American. The volume, not basically a little under $1 million US on Bittrex. When you count little under 4/5 of a million against Bitcoin. And then against the US dollar tether, it's trading right now at $164,000 per day. And then against Ethereum right now for almost 37,000. And if you add those three numbers together, you'll get a little under 1 million. And then you got an additional 347,000 on Upbit plus the 2. So that's about 350,000 that they are doing. And Kuna is only doing $1,372. That is, they're low numbers. Let me just check the Bittrex website and see what kind of volume they are telling me. And I got 113 Bitcoin volume, so that works out. That's basically 3/4 or so of $1 million within the TUSD on Bittrex. And now back to the chart against Bitcoin with the TUSD. Right now, this and the Tether, which are basically the same thing, have it's the only way or the only thing that you can buy on the crypto space to get out of cryptos, really, for at least a period of time, even though you're doing a crypto to do such. It would be nice if there was actually a transparent, that's the best word that I'm looking for, company where you actually have gold and silver, where you buy the actual cryptos, maybe like how many ounces or whatever, silver and gold, whatever it be, and then if you want to take the option, you can turn those into the real precious metal. Those types of deals. However, that's the only thing right now you can get into to get out of cryptos into this. So if you have a portfolio balance, if you knew it all, then when Christmas time last year comes, Bitcoin prices increase itself past 16, 17,000. You just buy the Tether, and well, of course, this wasn't available then, but that's all you could do to just avoid the losses, basically. But having options of gold and silver to get out of when you want to avoid downswings, or if you think markets are going down, available in cryptos, it would be cool. Or if you just know that they're ready for a big up move. If you see, oh my goodness, silver's ready for a 50, 60, 70% push or something, let's get into that crypto. That would be cool to be able to do. But yeah, so as far as myself, I own, an okay amount of TUSD, not that much, but noticeably enough, though. I own 75 cents worth of the Tether. I can't do anything with it. In fact, it is a $25 withdrawal fee on Bittrex if you want to withdraw USDT. That is phenomenally high. There's a 1 TUSD fee, so it costs basically $1 to transfer out of the true US dollar. So that's very, very interesting. Now, as far as actual US dollars that are not crypto based, I don't have that much. I don't have any accounts. I have not a single digital US dollar. Although maybe some old online accounts, I might have a couple bucks here and there. That's whatever, don't count that. But I have no American accounts. I don't have any of those cotton rectangles, although I do have a $5 US silver certificate, which is something I bought just for the numismatic value. And I got a lot of pennies because all the US pennies, either the copper ones, but any other penny I keep because I like zinc actually. So if I find a US penny, which is almost impossible these days with the Canadian currency getting out of the penny, then I'll keep them. And then nickels, the 5-cent pieces for the US. there's actually nickel and copper in them. So I have like a Pringles jar full of them. So that would be most of them. I got a few silver quarters and a couple silver dollars on the United States side, a few half dollars. That would be all that I have as far as US dollars is concerned. But within the actual monetary system and the way the money is moving, or how it's placed right now, I don't want to have much exposure to that of fiat currency right now, which is why I like cryptocurrencies and why I love the precious metals as far as mostly silver. But of course, gold is decent as well, although if I have the option to purchase, and every single time I do, that's what I'm doing, I can pick gold and or silver. It's very rare that I pick gold. I've only ever purchased gold 3 different times in my life, and I only own a half an ounce in total when you put it together. But all right, thank you for tuning in to this video, and have yourself a great day. Bye-bye.